They say to me,
Clear them all out of here. Just clear them out of here. One time, Ms. Douglas apparently was a member of this social group. Is that correct? The president of the group.
That's right. The president.
Ex-president.
The president.
Just a moment. $990 you filed a complaint for. Is that correct?
Your Honor, the night of December the 4th, we formed a group we did a Christmas party.
When people were invited that they were going to have hors d'oeuvres at the party.
Exactly.
All right.
It was already spoken agreed upon that we were going to have food on each table.
What was the understanding of the members at the time of how much food would be provided for the party?
There was going to be a tray on each table with about 100 hors d'oeuvres.
Each of the 45 tables?
Yes, each of the 45 tables.
100 hors d'oeuvres.
100 hors d'oeuvres.
But the people paid
$700. Ms. Douglas, what was your understanding? First of all, were you responsible for getting the caterer for this party?
She's supposed to have platters like this, okay? And she's supposed to put finger food, hot and cold hors d'oeuvres on the platter.
How many
platters? It was
platters?
no amount of it. It was supposed to be a platter per table. But she gave platters twice this size.
Let me ask the members of the club, you all may stand up for just a moment, if you behave properly. Now, what do you have to tell me about this?
To prove that she's a liar, right? She took some money from the job.
I
which
didn't
if
take
she want to
anything
do
from
that,
the
let
job.
her do that on her own. But then she had the nerve and the gall to tell them that I was helping her. I had to go before the DA.
Your Honor,
Exactly.
that was a lie.
She's now
I had to go before
now,
the reason why she had to go towards the DA because she wanted to.
$25 credit on each of these 10 trays, which is $250. And if you subtract that from the $790 that you're claiming, that will be $540 for the food that I'm going to have Ms. Douglas pay to you. Then she can go against the caterer.
Okay.
She'll have to go and file a
That's
claim
fair,
against the
Your
caterer.
Honor.
$540 plus the $200 deposit for a total of $740 is the judgment entered. Nothing further will stand adjourned.
These two aren't through with each other yet. In another lawsuit, Eileen Askins is suing her ex-friend, Dara Douglas, for $740 for a group trip they planned together, but that Dara failed to fully pay for. Eileen says that Dara conned her into paying more than her fair share for the group's hotel room.
Here we are again. You have a second complaint now as an individual. You're not representing the social group, but that you as an individual have filed a complaint against Ms. Douglas and Ms. White. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And specifically, you are claiming that she owes you, Ms. Douglas and Ms. White owe you $740.
That's correct.
All right.
The money I have, I'm going to pay the hotel. All the rooms. I pay for 21 rooms, okay?
Do you have any record of payment for 21 rooms? And if so, how much did you pay?
$1,530 something, something like that. I oversold. I got so many people. I said, good.
She's
I think you
lying.
should stop selling. How many people you have? She says, I have 30-something people. I said, you need to stop selling because I also have people. I had to sit on the thing. It was 51 people on that bus.
You're on.
It was 37 for her and 14 for me. That equals 51.
Seems very simple to me. If you had 13 people, how much did each person pay to go on the trip?
$150.
Okay, $150. Let's get the calculator out
And the
here.
kids from 3 to
150
7.
Please get the
times,
calculator.
just a moment, 13 equals 1950. That's how much I come up with. You're 36 people?
Yes.
36 times 150 equals 5,400. I get 7,350 is what I get all total of this.
And she got the money.
She got it.
So, what's the problem? Why are you suing her?
She's saying now that I never gave her anything for that hotel.
You didn't.
I gave her $1,250.
You didn't give
and
me nothing.
because at the time we were on good terms, I didn't think it was going to come down
She
to
ain't
this.
give me nothing.
Because her mother's the one that promised to pay me the money when I got back to New York.
Well, let me tell you, the reality is that I have a canceled check from Ms. Douglas saying that money was in fact paid. Wait a minute.
They voided it because they got the cash.
They didn't get the money.
They voided it. Anything. This is a voided check.
No, they voided it because they got the cash. Look what it was.
Let's ask him, do you have any proof that you paid for these hotel rooms?
No, I don't.
No. Thank you.
All right.
Because she ain't paid for them.
All right, I'm dismissing the claim. There's no substantial proof that you in fact paid for it. It's unfortunate. But you were already on notice that there were problems with this woman and you continue to do business with her and you've suffered the consequences.
She'll run into her
There's
match.
nothing further. We'll stand adjourned.
Ms. Kosiba, you are suing Ms. Pericone for $5,160 in stolen jewelry.
Yes.
And Ms. Pericone, you have countersued for $1,500 for harassment.
Correct.
How do you know this lady?
We were best friends.
Did there come a time when you were no longer best friends?
Yes, after high school, because I realized Dana was a compulsive liar. She's a drama queen. Then I found out she was heavily into drugs.
She used to go out with this man, Joe.
Right.
And I was at his house one night, and one thing led to another, and we hooked up.
We forgave Joe.
We forgave.
Did we forgive Dana?
She said, if you could forgive him, you could forgive me.
I agree with that.
So I did.
Okay.
I tried. And then I found out, now this is before I thought she was done with the drugs.
What kind of drug problem, Dana?
I got addicted to yes.
But you think you've kicked it now?
Yes, I do.
July 9th of 2008.
Okay.
She called me at 11:30 in the morning, and she wanted to come over and see myself and my 11-and-a-half-month-old son. We walk into my room. She's looking at him. Oh, he's so adorable.
Was he adorable?
Oh my God.
So
I love him.
adorable. I want to take pictures. I'm like, sure, no
Did you
problem.
take pictures?
Yes, I did.
She noticed I did not have my engagement ring on. And I go, well, yeah, me and Joe had problems. I took it off a week prior to that, before that, which was June 30th.
Okay, so you had taken it off a week before.
Right. And I
Okay.
said the safest place to have my ring is my jewelry box. So I said, you know, me and Joe had problems.
Right.
It's put away. I
Okay.
did not say in my jewelry box. I did not say in my bedroom.
What happened after that, Dana?
So she said she went to go get me the soda. Of course, I drank the soda. I was chatting with her and her father for a little bit, and I was about ready to leave. So I asked her. I said, Fatini, you know, I want to take one more picture of the baby.
We go back into the room?
Yes,
I do.
She
You went
only goes
in
back
there?
into the room.
And what did you, how long
I
were you
was
in
there for only 30 seconds.
What were you doing
45
those
seconds
30
left.
seconds?
They're in the living room. If I was looking through her stuff and trying to find the ring, first off, you would have heard me. Since her apartment is so small, like she
professional
states,
thief, Dana.
she would have heard me, okay?
So now the jewelry box is sitting on the dresser?
On top of the tall dresser, correct. I had work that night at 4 o'clock. Before I leave my house, now she basically reminded me about my ring. Now at the time, me and Joe, my fiance, were okay. So I said, you know what, let me put my ring back on. I opened my drawer, it's not there.
What did you do then?
I started hyperventilating, I started freaking out. Right then and there, I knew Dana took my ring. I immediately left my job, went straight to the police department, Woodbridge Police Department. As I'm waiting for the officer to call me in, I'm outside, I'm on the phone, and this young gentleman that I've never met in my entire life overheard me saying Dana's name numerous times and about jewelry. And then now this is when I found out, he told me that she robbed her aunt.
Robbed her aunt of what?
Over $20,000 worth of jewelry.
When I was on drugs, I can honestly admit I did steal some jewelry from my aunt.
What did you take?
4 rings, 2 necklaces, and 1 bracelet. But this was when I was on drugs and
When
I was
was
really
that?
messed up. That was about 6 months ago now. That's when everything opened. My aunt actually sat down and talked to me.
Right.
And she told me how I had a big problem and she wanted to help me get over everything. And that's why I'm here today. And I've been doing really good and I've been clean ever since.
4 of my gold chains, one of the gold chains with a cross on it was my son's baptism cross that he just got.
Where were these chains?
In the jewelry box when you open it.
When Fatini accused me of stealing the jewelry, correct? She started writing me nasty emails on MySpace, calling my phone. I even have a tape with Fatini in the background and her relative, one of her relatives.
Saying what?
Saying that when she sees me, I am done, she's gonna kill me. I take those things very personal. She sat there, she
So we got
threatened
one
to kill
tape.
me. Yes.
What else?
Then I have these emails.
Let me see some emails.
Okay.
I have also the emails also, Your Honor.
Yep.
How many emails?
These are 2 that were the bad ones.
Okay, tell me what she says basically.
You're a drug addict, B, that needs money, and yes, the cops are looking for you. They called me the other day. Was that morning, then when you come, it was gone. Hold on, don't worry, you will go to jail for a long time. You don't deserve to be on the street. Stop this shit. Just admit that you took my jewelry.
I don't believe that that's enough to constitute harassment. So I'm going to dismiss your harassment counterclaim. As for the jewelry, I am going to give you $2,226.07 for the jewelry. Therefore, I find in favor of the plaintiff in that amount of money. It is so ruled. Good luck to you.
You are suing your friend John Thacker for $1,016. The value of some personal property you claim he took from you. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And Mr. Thacker, you're saying you don't owe her anything because you bought those things.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Let me hear the story about your relationship. Why don't you start, Mrs. Schaefer?
Well, we had been friends for 6 years, and we were really close. I mean, we were practically almost inseparable.
Okay, and so then what happened? I want to know, you started living together at some point? How did that come about?
Well, me and Jonathan were so tight, we were so close that we had decided that we would eventually have a child together because he's homosexual, and I feel that no matter the race, you should be able to have no matter your preference, you should be able to have a child. And it was
How old are you?
I'm 21.
21.
We were
going
to wait till I was 25 and he was 26. I'm 20. And, well, I ended up getting pregnant before then.
By him?
No.
The guy, your
by somebody
homosexual
else.
friend?
No.
No.
I didn't think so.
And he was
Did you think how you were going to produce a child if you were homosexual and she was
Yeah,
straight?
we've talked about it.
How were you?
artificial insemination.
Artificial insemination?
Yes.
Yes. When I was 4 or 5 months pregnant, we came to the conclusion, I had to ask him. I said, well, since the daddy doesn't want anything to do with my baby, do you want to be there for her and me both, but mainly for her?
Did you consider that, Mr. Thacker, when you,
Yes, ma'am, I sure did.
And what were you thinking and what did you say?
Like, basically, she gave me the last 5 months of her pregnancy to get everything out.
So then he decides that he is going to participate in this
Yes,
with
he was
you.
at the hospital with, on the 21st, after I finally got out of the hospital, I'd moved in. We started moving my things in before that, but I officially moved in with him and started living there on the 21st. And things were really great when we moved in together, but then things really started going downhill. I mean, bad. We were arguing like we were married, though, so.
You were arguing like you were
Yeah,
married. Is
people
that
would-
your version of it, too? Was it a bad scene?
Yeah, pretty much. I've tried to explain to her more than once that, where I was working 11 to 7, yeah, I would stay up for 3 to 4 hours to help out with Natalie while she went to sleep or while she did some stuff.
Yeah, so what happened?
Well, the night he told me to get out, he told me that if I didn't have all my stuff packed up and taken downstairs by the next morning, that he was gonna throw it all out in the street through his window and call the police.
Okay, did you take her stuff?
I didn't take her stuff. I took the stuff that she had packed up of mine, like books I had purchased through this book club that I've entered.
Do you think at all about throwing her out and where she
Yes,
would go?
I mean, I feel bad about throwing her and her daughter out, but I just couldn't take it anymore.
I hated acting like his wife/mother. I was supposed to be his best friend, and that's what I wanted to be.
You're here suing for the stuff you say he took from you.
I have a list of stuff.
He says it was yours. It was his stuff. Let me see. You have a list. Let me see the list you
Yes,
have.
ma'am. Here,
Pete,
I'm
you
just
want to
gonna
get it for
grab
me,
this.
please? Cleaning supplies. I mean, we have things like, let me
Personal hygiene and cleaning and stuff, kitchen stuff.
personal hygiene, Lysol wipes,
Yes.
body wash, okay, dishes, a bathroom garbage can, spatula set, makeup, eyeshadow. Is that his or yours?
It's mine, but he took it because he could use
that could
it.
be a dispute.
Okay.
And the eyeliner and lip gloss, his or yours?
All that stuff on that list is mine, but he took it because he could use it.
He took it because he could use it.
For one, the only person's makeup I use is my little sister's.
You conjured up this list from your mind.
No, I did not.
Your memory.
Oh, yes, my memory.
Your memory.
Yes,
you
my memory.
remembered all of this from your memory.
I'm like an elephant. I remember everything.
No. Okay.
He's such a horrible person that he even slept with for my 18th birthday. He told me for my 18th birthday that he was sleeping with my first love of my life. We weren't dating at the time, but that's was my 18th birthday present from him.
You slept with her boyfriend?
Yes, because I told her straight from the beginning that the guy was gay. And, he called me up one day and we went over to his house and we ended up sleeping together. She done the same to me, though. She slept with a guy that I was seeing.
I did not.
I think you both need to figure out some better ways of dealing with your life. I'm going to award you half of what you've requested, and I'm going to award you $500. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $500.
Miss Griffin, you are suing Miss Lackey for a ruined hairstyle, hair replacement, and punitive damages in the amount of $3,600.
Yes, ma'am.
And Miss Lackey, you have countersued for pain and suffering in the amount of $2,000, lost wages $1,600, and hair and new shoes in the amount of $400.
That's correct.
Total of $4,000.
That's correct.
What is your relationship with Miss Griffin?
I thought she was my friend.
Okay. How long were you friends, Miss Griffin?
We've been about 8 months.
Okay, so you've been friends for 8 months, and how'd you meet?
At the bar, we worked at Fat Daddy's.
And so what happened?
It started, we were friends, like I said. Kelly did some things with traffic court or whatever, and she had to serve 9 days.
And what were you going to jail for 9 days?
Driving under suspension.
When
Kelly called me and told me she was going to jail, it was like that Thursday or Friday before we went to work.
Right.
I told Kelly, I said, you know, well, you want to make sure you carry some money in there with you because you're going to need it. That Saturday, I went to visit her.
Okay, so what happened during that visit to the jail? Did you tell her you needed some money?
Actually, they didn't take my cell phone while I was in there. They didn't
How
check
could you
them.
get into jail with your cell phone?
They didn't check me good enough, and I had my cell
So
phone.
you could talk to your friends and everything?
I wasn't talking, I was texting.
Okay, did you text this lady?
Been texting her, letting her know that I was okay. She came down there, like she said, that
Right,
Saturday.
right.
And she asked me, do you need anything? I said, no, I'm okay. I'm all right, I'll be all right.
Okay.
So when I got back from the visit, I was a little funky. So I texted her. I said, Nakia. I said, Kia. That's what I said. Kia, I'm going to take you up on that offer. If you can send me, put like $20 on my books.
Did you get a text from her saying I need $20?
Yeah, she
Day
did.
two?
And it wasn't about deodorant. She was hungry is what she told me.
Okay, were you hungry too?
I said hygiene and I was hungry.
What did you do?
I told her I would. That was Saturday. She wanted me to bring it right down there right then. I said, well, Kelly, it doesn't work like that. You can't bring money on Saturdays. I will have to do it on Monday. That Monday, I had overslept. I said, Kelly, I'm sorry. I forgot the money at home. I said, but give me a minute. I'm getting ready to call a mutual friend of ours.
Okay.
So I called her
Right.
to see if she would do
so
it for me.
she took the money down to Kelly?
No.
Okay. So I'm gathering then that you never did get the $20 in your commissary. Never
no.
did. Okay, so then we get out of jail, and what happened?
So that Friday was the night of the Jazz Festival, which is a concert that they have in Cincinnati. We all went to the fest, and after the fest, we decided, okay, well, let's go have some drinks.
At Fat Daddy's?
Correct.
Okay, well, how did you lose your hair?
She tapped me on the shoulder and said, can I talk to you for a minute? And at the time, I didn't even notice Kelly had taken her shoes off.
You took your shoes off, Kelly?
No. Oh. She's leaving out a bunch of key points.
Okay, just tell me the key points, real key points now.
The key point is, it was a word exchange before I told her, keywords, she was exchanging words with me behind the bar. She was calling me bees and hoes. That's when I came, after I got tired of all the name calling. I said, Nakia, I said, now, you know we gotta work together. We need to be cordial.
Okay.
She said, you right.
Let me ask you, what happened when we got outside?
Kelly said, why didn't you text me this morning, Nakia, and tell me that you couldn't send me the money? I said, Kelly, I thought we squashed this. I said, I don't want to talk about this tonight. I thought we had already settled this. I turned to walk in the door, and next thing I know, I'm getting punched in the mouth.
Right.
Kelly reaches around and said, this is what I do to friends that lie to me, and punched me in my mouth, grabbed my hair. I'm literally hearing my hair come out my head.
Let me hear your side.
I said, so I called her a bee. I called her a fat bee. That's what she was like. You must don't know, these are her exact words, you must don't know who I am. Pow! Punch me in my head. She punched me right here on my forehead.
Okay, so she punched you on your forehead, and then what was your response?
My response back is to punch her back. I punched her.
Where did you punch her?
I punched her in the nose, and I kept punching her.
Let me ask a question. Who was it that suggested that we go outside?
Kelly.
When I think about the motive, the plaintiff didn't have any motive to attack you, okay?
That's
the
true.
person with the motive was you, not her.
That's
It
not
makes
true.
absolutely no sense that she would attack you because she didn't give you $20. You were upset.
That's your opinion.
Excuse me.
That's
And
your
guess
opinion.
what? It's my opinion that counts. I am ready to rule. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $300. Good luck to you.
Thank you.